Hello! Today, we're going to be doing a remake of a EST86 track. What are you waiting for? Here's what it sounds. The basses used in this track are from my Serum preset pack UK Garage Volume 1. Pack's got over 50 presets for Serum, full of amazing UK garage basses, stabs, and pads. Link is in the description below. I'm going to break down this EST86 track into 4 simple steps. First, the drums. This is from a sample pack. I'd advise you to go on Splice. There's a few Speed Garage drum loops on there. Next is the bass. We start with a MIDI. As with a lot of Speed Garage, it's really simple. A really key takeaway is that the first note of the bar is missing, and it works really well, and complements the fact that in the vocal, she shouts, "work." So as she shouts "work," that space is filled in. We playing every quarter bar. We go from D sharp up to A sharp to B to C sharp, and then back down to B. Really simple, just climbing up the chord progression. So to make the bass, we're using the preset Hurt Locker from my Production Hut pack. It sounds like this. We are then making a slight alteration to it. So we've got 2 triangles in oscillator A and B. The triangle in A is pitched down by 2 octaves. What we're then doing is going to LFO2, changing the envelope, put it to rate 1, put it to trigger, put this nice little curve. We then bring it to cutoff. What that is doing is opening up the filter envelope, which means there's more high incoming in, which along with this FM. So LFO1 is modulated to the FM from B, which is giving it that gritty effect. We then are driving it up. Drive to 30%. All that's doing is affecting this drive here on the filter. In terms of effect, we've got this little EQ, which is boosting here, lower in there. We also have this notch 12 filter. So put the cutoff to about 990 Hz and drive it up. Lower the gain a little. The next bass is in the intro and is more of a re-space. It sounds like this. Again, from my preset pack. I've selected the Reese, If Bass Could Kill, 2 saw waves detuned to -28, both pitched down, so they're fighting against the other. I then increase the cutoff. So it's taken out some of the low end. I've also ridden the drive up, and so is the fat. In the effects, we've got a bit of downsample, giving it that grit at the top end. And then we're also taking out a little bit of the frequencies at about 350. Then boosting a little bit the high end. We've then got this EQ, which has taken out a little bit of the top end, and this kickstart, which is obviously sidechain it to the kick. We then have that same kickstart happening on the bass in the drop, as well as this drum bus, which is basically distorting it and making it louder and thicker. Now for the breakdown. We then got the effects. So in this little breakdown, you can hear it here. So there's also a bit of bass as well as effects. So, I want you to take a brew. This is just a sub-sample from Splice, like a sub-effect. And then we've got this riser, which is from a pack that I've made, which I'll be releasing soon. Those are just risers and another white noise. Really simple stuff. I want you to take a brew. We've also then got the drums with a filter on, so this is sort of part of the building breakdown. And lastly, we've got this amazing vocal from Masters at Work. What you waiting for? Put your back in it. I think any song with this vocal would be an absolute banger. What we've also got in the breakdown as well is this. I want you to take a broom. I've added a delay on the word broom. We put it to a quarter note, so hits every quarter bar. Then also it fades out, which has a nice effect. If you just copy and pasted this like this, it would sound really robotic. Compared to this, it's sounding more natural and professional. Here's the result. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this video. See you next week for another banger.